So, forgettable movie with forgettable characters. Everyone dies at the end. Roll credits. um, but I can't do the meme because if I change it to the to my like credit scene, the video will stop being recorded, and I don't know if you guys could have figured it out, but I'm not editing this. So if I do the credit scene, the recording will end, and I'll have to edit it together. So yeah, I just made everything in OBS, and now all the visuals are running in real time, so I don't need to edit this later. So, but yeah, going to the movie. I don't know. It's just I know that some people really liked this movie, but I don't know. I think it's just not for me. It have great visuals, like the actors that um, passed away. They managed uh, to recreate them really well, like that general that is in charge of the Death Star. Also, Carrie Fisher, Princess Leia, they managed to make her believable. Like you can look at them and forget that they are not real. They are three-dimensional models. Like for obviously there was someone doing the movement capture, but there is like 3D on top of it. So yeah, the visuals are really great. The story is interesting, but I don't know. It just didn't click. I don't know if it's the characters that are not memorable. Like in a normal day, if someone mentions Rogue One to me, I will remember the general idea of the movie, what it is about. I will remember the robot, that black robot, and I'll remember Mads Mikkelsen. And I'll just forget every single one, every other one character that is in this movie. Because like the beginning of it is really a mess. Pun not intended. But because mess is in the beginning of the movie. uh, the actor. Uh, I remember that I tried to learn how to say his name, but like right now I can't be. I'm not sure if I'm saying correctly. Like I remember the first name being kind of mess, uh, things that are not organized. Like this house is a mess. So I remember his first name being something like that. It's not quite mess, but it's something like it. And then there is Mikkelsen. I I can't remember if it's Mikkelsen or if it's Miggelson. And I think it's more like the second, like Mads Mikkelsen. There is like more of a G sound than a K sound. So yeah, the beginning of this movie is a mess, pun intended this time. Um, I don't know. It starts really well with the Imperials getting into the planet Mass is hiding. Um, the grass is really nice because there is the planet, which is just a giant desert, and then around the house there is this green area that like makes me think that they managed to create like an atmosphere or like better um, climate conditions to like farm stuff just in that area because it's just what they need. They don't need um, to make the entire planet habitable, so inhabitable. So that's a really nice detail. There is the meme line. It's a peaceful life. It, it's okay. Like there is no problem with this particular line, but like since people turned it into a meme, but yeah, there's nothing much to do about it. So like every time I hear that, I just giggle a little. Um, so this very beginning is interesting because like the Imperials are after Mass, and they know he has a wife and a kid. So they try to find them because they are hidden away. There is this very small detail that a stormtrooper grabs a toy of a stormtrooper, and um, it's kind of interesting. Like I would say that's how you put politics into a movie. You don't need a character every time, like all the time, talking about freedom and equal rights. You can just put a detail like that. The stormtrooper finds a toy in the ground, like a stormtrooper toy, and he grabs it and stares at it for a few seconds. And like you can trace a parallel to like toys of army or toys of officers, like police officers. Because I remember having some police officers toys, and I remember having a bunch of army toys. So that's a way to put politics into the movie. It's just a little detail. For most people, it will fly above their heads, but some of the audience will catch that. So yeah, they could have done that in Solo. All right, I'll try not to bring Solo another time, one more time, but it's like it's just one movie I watched. I think I watched it right after the other, so um, it's kind of hard to not do these comparisons. But yeah, Rogue One managed to put politics in the movie, and it made it really well, just with this little detail. So yeah, the Imperials eventually find Mass wife, and they shot her. They don't manage to find the little girl, and then is when my problems started with this movie. After that is when the movie turns into a total mess because we just keep jumping from one planet to another, like as I said in, I believe it was episode 2, Star Wars Episode 2, the Attack of the Clones video. Like in that movie, we keep jumping from one planet to another because the main cast is split. And in this movie, Rogue One, this problem is way more evident. So we just keep jumping from one planet to the other. And they could have made that so the story takes place in like 2 planets. Just make it big, like just make it a big planet, and the story can take place just in that one planet. But anyway, like we see that the kid, Mass' daughter, grew up, so there is this time skip. She is trapped in a cell, and we don't see much of it because the movie cuts to the main rebel that is trying to find a pilot, a Imperial pilot that deserted. So this main rebel. All right, let me just talk about something. I can't remember the name of a single character in this movie. Like, I remember Mads Mikkelsen. That's the only one I remember because I like the actor because of Death Stranding and because of the Hunt movie where he acts really well. Like, it is an absurd talented actor, both in Death Stranding and in the Hunt. And then he's trapped in this mid movie. Like, yeah, that's the only character I can remember. Yeah, and I don't even remember the name of the character. I remember the name of the actor. So, the woman, I'll call her the woman or the girl. Like, if you hear me saying the girl, I'm talking about Mass' daughter. There is a black guy, which I'll call black guy. There is a friend of Mass. There is the main rebel. The main rebel is the main rebel guy, the one we see right after the scene where the girl is trapped. There is the pilot. That is kind of obvious who he is. He is the pilot. There is the robot. So if you hear me saying the robot, I'm talking about the black tall robot. Who else? There is the blind guy. There is the friend of the blind guy. So if you hear me saying the friend of the blind guy, it's the guy with the big machine gun, and I think he has a bird. So he is the friend of the blind guy. The blind guy is kind of obvious. He is the blind guy. There is who else in the crew? Like, I think that's all. So we cut to the scene of the main rebel trying to get info on where he can find the pilot, and they just make so much noise that some Imperial guards find them, like find where they are doing this meeting, and then the main rebel guy just shoots the guy that gave him info about where to find the pilot. And that's how you make the audience dislike a character. Like, why? Why he needed to kill the guy that gave him the info about the pilot? Because the Imperials don't know where the pilot is. And the Imperials know, like, the pilot deserted. So, like, they are already trying to find the pilot. So he killed the guy for what? Like, so he can't tell the info where to find the pilot to the Imperials? Could be, but like, the main rebel manages to escape without the stormtroopers seeing him. So the other guy could have just thought that, oh no, I was talking to myself, because the stormtroopers um, would not see the main rebel fleeing. But since the main rebel shot the other guy, they heard the shot, and now they know that something is happening. Is happening. So I don't know. They could have made this scene in a different way. I'll try not to do the same that I did with Solo, where I just um, escaped into a tangent where I talked about how the movie could be better. I'll just talk about the movie, what I saw. I'll not try to come up with better solutions, because no one will enjoy seeing another 50-minute long rant. So I believe we jump again to another system. The girl gets saved by the main rebel and the robot, because they know she is the daughter of Mads Mikkelsen, and maybe she have an info about where we can find Mads, or like the pilot, because the pilot that deserted have the plans, the Death Star plans. So yeah, like in this scene, we see the girl trapped, and then we jump to the main rebel, and then we jump again to the main rebel saving her. While they could have made like, we see the main rebel and we see him saving the girl. So there is one last jump. If they just changed the order where we see the characters. So instead of showing girl, main rebel, girl, show just main rebel and then girl. So there is that. I believe there is another jump where we see the pilot, because he managed to find the black guy, which is a friend of Mass, because Mass told the pilot to find this black guy because it's a friend. And then there is another jump to the main rebel base, I believe. It's something like that. And then there is another jump to an interrogation scene where the black guy tries to interrogate the pilot. And again, that's a good tutorial on how to make the audience hate the characters they should love. Because like the pilot that deserted have the message from Mass. And then the black guy still decides to torture the pilot, so he can be sure that what the pilot is telling is the truth, while he could have just taken the message and listened to it. So there is this torture scene. I don't think we see it, but the black guy tells how the torture will happen. Like there is this alien thing that will get into the head of the pilot, and there is a chance of the pilot getting lobotomized. So there is another jump to Imperial ship, and that there is another jump because now the main rebel and the girl and the robot are trying to find the pilot, which is with the black guy, and they have the girl with them because she knows the black guy. Like, and if they went by themselves, they would have the same fate of the pilot. So, like, can you see how messy this is? Like, we keep changing perspectives, and like the movie starts, there is 5 minutes of movie, a jump, and we see a character. 2 minutes later, another jump, we see other characters. and then another jump and another jump, and they keep doing this for a very long time. But then, like, going back to the jumps kind of stops at this moment, but it's like 30 minutes until this happens, which for me it's a really big problem. Like, they could have made this in another way to cut these changes of perspectives. So the girl, the main rebel, and the robot find the black guy. They get the girl listen to the message that Mass left with the pilot. The planet explodes because the Imperials want to give kind of a test on the Death Star, so they explode the city, and the characters flee from that, and they go to the how's it called, to the Imperial base where Mass is working with the plan to kill him, which does not really work because the Imperials kill him earlier, and then they leave and go to the rebel base. That moment is kind of nice to show that the characters don't trust each other. Like, the main rebel, when they arrive at the Imperial base, the main rebel leaves the ship and goes to goes try to find Mass to kill him, because Mass is the one that gave the plans to the rebels, so he knows too much to be kept alive. But then when he arrives at the place, the Imperials already discovered that Mass gave away the Death Star plans. So that's an interesting moment to show that the characters don't trust each other, because the main rebel leaves the ship to kill Mads Mikkelsen's character, and then the girl leaves the ship to try to save her father, and the blind guy leaves the ship to do something. I can't quite remember what, but I know the blind guy leaves the ship and he does something. I'm not sure what. And then there is this battle on the Imperial base because the rebels get to there. They flee and they go to the rebel base, where they finally discuss what to do with the Death Star. So I just remembered that the pilot didn't have the plans. The pilot had a message where Mads Mikkelsen tells that he have put a opening in the Death Star. So going back to the movie, they get to the rebel base and they discuss what to do. No one wants to try to get the plans, but then the main cast just hop into a ship and go to the planet where the Imperials have a base where the data of the Death Star is being archived. At this moment, there is like a little detail that bothered me, which is the characters removing helmets. On modern movies, you will almost never have the actors with their faces covered. So let's just go to Marvel movies. Every chance Chris Evans have, he will remove his helmet. Same goes to Robert Downey. Every chance he have, he will remove his helmet. And this movie kinda have it because the main cast get into this planet where the Death Star plans are being archived. They try to disguise themselves, and the main rebel gets a guard suit that does not cover his face, and the girl gets a guard suit with a helmet which covers her face. And at the first opportunity she have, she lifts the glass on this helmet to show her eyes. So she does not get to the point of removing the helmet, but she kind of lifts the visor so we can see her eyes, and then later on she removes it. But like this this act of lifting the glass of the helmet was enough to make me remember of superhero movies where they remove their helmets on the first opportunity they have. And I thought about this because on The New Hope there is also a scene where the main cast wears a helmet, and it takes a really long time for them to remove that. They keep the helmet on until they are in a safe place, or until they blow up their covers. While in this one is like she is in the middle of the Imperials, inside an elevator, and then she just lifts this dark glass that was covering her eyes. After that, there is just the big battle. Good guys versus evil guys. They managed to get the Death Star plans, upload them to the rebels, and then the movie ends in that hallway scene from The New Hope. And I don't know why I didn't like this movie. Like, it's a cool story. It does not tell us much. Like, it does not try to explain every single little detail. So there is some stuff that just are, like Mads Mikkelsen's character. We know that he worked for the Imperials and he ran away, but the movie does not explain that aspect of his life. The movie does not show he fleeing from the Imperials. I said I would try to not bring Solo again, but like it's kind of hard because I'm recording the two videos one after the other. So like in Solo, if I don't know if it's different directors making these two movies, but by the difference in them, I think it's two entirely different crews. But like if it was the same crew that made Solo doing Rogue One, we would have seen Mads Mikkelsen's character working for the Imperials and then fleeing the Imperials and then getting into that planet where he was hiding. We would see his daughter growing up. There wouldn't be a time skip. We would see year after year that girl growing up. We would have seen again the pilot working for the Imperials. We would have seen him fleeing the Imperials. And I'm just glad the movie took the not took, like the movie went this other direction, like not showing us stuff. So I would say that is a good aspect of it. So the script is really good. It's an interesting story. It works by itself. Like you don't need to watch the other movies. You can just watch this one and it works. So for a spin-off, I would say that's a good characteristic. But like the characters, again, I can't remember the name of any one of them. And the only one I remember the name is not even the name of the character, it's the name of the actor. I'll not count the characters that appear on other movies. Like, yeah, I remember the name of Leia, I remember the name of Darth Vader, but they appeared on other movies, so I'm not counting them. But yeah, for the characters, the exclusive characters for this movie, I can't remember the name of any of them. And like, I don't know, the rebels doing shitty stuff like killing people, like unarmed people. I don't know. It just made me not like those characters. There was another thing the characters die, and that's a great thing. As I said on Solo, on the Solo video, seeing characters dying is a very hard thing in action or fantasy modern movies, and they had the courage to do that. They had the courage to like explode the entire planet with the main cast is still on the surface of said planet. I can't remember if that was something that they needed to do. Like, I don't remember if in other movies they mentioned that the Imperials killed everyone that were related to the robbery of the Death Star plans, or like if it's something that they came up with to this movie. Like, I really can't remember. Let's say in the New Hope movie, maybe someone says that the rebels that got the plans died. Maybe they don't. So I'll give a point to this movie because I can't remember that. So maybe it's something that was already canon and they needed to do that. They needed to kill everyone. But maybe that was not mentioned anywhere else and they came up with that specifically for this movie. Don't know if like I made myself clear on that one, but Yeah, that's the best way I can explain this. Um, so yeah, I know some people like the movie, but I don't know. For me, it just didn't click. But yeah, it's an okay movie. I won't fight you if you tell me that it's your favorite movie, right? But I will also not fight you if you tell me that that you find this the worst Star Wars movie, because it's okay. I can like understand why some people would hate it, and I can also understand why some people would love it. Um, so yeah, for me it just didn't click.